mentioned that the biggest takeaway was just the boards on Saturday and the assist to turnover ratio better. Just what was your takeaway on Saturday?
First of all, it's good that the players come out of a film session and they hit point blank with the two takeaways. Where one, we just got pounded on the glass. I think we've talked all year like we knew it. Going through it with Mo. It was unfortunate the foul trouble he got in. That's a whole nother discussion. But he was +3 when we were on the court with him, and in the 20 minutes he played. And, we've got to keep him in the game, and when he's not, we've got to rebound. I need more rebounding out of some of our longer guys. We talk about, hey, we're longer, more athletic, but we got to play that way on the glass, offensively and defensively. We just didn't. They out-rebounded us on the offense. They went violently to the glass. We've got to grow from that. I'm a big believer in life, man. A really big believer is everything's opportunities to learn and grow, and you got to do that. You got to be a lifetime learner. And for us, some of our wings got to learn the level of intensity to crash the offensive glass, and then to go to out and rebounding. The second thing is, it was completely not like us. We've done a great job in our culture of passing up a decent shot for a better shot, and thus having a lot of assists. And we just didn't quite do that. And a lot of that is them. They're elite defensively, elite atmosphere, and it gets you sometimes playing a little rushed like that, and you might not pass up a decent shot for a better shot. And that's why you learn from it. It's a great game to learn from. I didn't want to learn with a loss, but you got to take something away from that. And there was a lot of areas. It was a great game to grow from watching Gonzaga.
It was one of those defensively. I know you thought you were a good defensive team. Maybe that game is not a great game to really look at it totally, but what do you think about your team defensively at this point?
You take them on the half court, we held them to 0.9 something points per possession. That's like outstanding. But then you throw in all the extra shots they got in the transition D, that's when it went up. So the defensive numbers went down because of all the extra shots. They had 21 more shots than us. You can't, it's almost unheard of to win in an atmosphere like that, letting them have 21 more shots. So when we were on the half court, because there's such a unique team to guard. I don't know if we'll face a team like that with double 6'10s who both they pound in. And it's just very unique. And then they got guys that crash, and then they got some shooters. So elite offensive team that's unique to guard because of the amount of post-ups they're going to have. On the half court, we did some good things. It's just the defense went like this when they got so many extra shots on the offensive glass.
That response in the second half give you some confidence forward that this group will be good?
Yeah, it's a veteran group. We've built great relationships fast, and there's trust in there. The halftime of our opener against St. Francis was some halftime adjustments of some different things of effort and doing what we do. And I thought at halftime we talked about the same thing, to be plus that in the second half. And then Mo played more minutes in the second half. You got to help Kai move along. That's on me. And we've got to, when we play small ball with Tay, and we've played small ball before, and the small ball wasn't 6'9", 6'8", 6'7". So we got to play 6'9", 6'8", 6'7", rebounding wise if we go to that small lineup.
Coach, are you seeing any common threads whenever Mo gets in foul trouble early? And what do you do from a coaching standpoint to essentially clean that up without sacrificing his athleticism?
We really been focusing on Mo being more disciplined, and I thought he was. I thought the first foul was just right out of the game, just threw it inside and they called a quick foul. To me, I'm not about that. And then the second one, I thought Mo got a charge, dropped his shoulder. I thought Mo played great defense. The third one in the first half was a screen. I thought the kid went right into the screen. So we're working on Mo. Unfortunately, they were called. But Mo's been really good at trying to be disciplined. He's been really good. I thought he ended the year being disciplined, but it's going to be a constant thing for us with him with that. And we know teams are going to go at him. He's a really good defender. He had some unbelievable plays defense in the second half, some blocks, some plays, and he's just been really valuable for us.
Porter, coming off a game like this, how much does it help to have a veteran point guard in Nigel that's been through a lot of these ups and downs of the season to kind of facilitate your message to the rest of the guys?
And same with X, both of them. As those 2 point guards came out of the film session, they sometimes young people don't want to hear the truth. And man, when you got leaders that starts with them saying, man, the truth is we got just pounded physically. There's no tactical thing about the rebounding part of it when they just go violently from the corners, and you got to have a body on a body, and you got to block them out, and or you've got to go violently and go get it. That was a big disparity right there. And then they really got the thing. I want Nigel Pack, I want all the X-Brown, I want all their guys that we want stepping in confidently, as many shots. But sometimes if two guys are flying at you, you won more. And we talked about that. That's a fine line to get across as a coach. I do not want them to hesitate. I don't want them to think that I don't want them to shoot. I do. I need them to. But we also got to understand part of great basketball is maybe passing up an okay one for a better one. And that's ball movement, that's spacing, that's throwing ropes as passes, that's fundamentals. And that's what we're getting to. We're in the second game, and we're going to get to that because we got really good, responsive veteran guys who got it and came out of a film session. And same thing with the coaches. We got to be able to handle the truth. The truth is we got out physical, all right? And that starts with me, and setting the tone.
Porter, you mentioned Kai. What was the process like to try to get him ready to be ready to go?
He had to, his first game, because he missed the first game, his first game, we're asking him to guard an All-American veteran. Welcome to college basketball, Kai. So, he had to do that. And so it was a big challenge. He's got to just every day come with his hard hat on, his notebook, ready to learn and ready to make mistakes out of aggression. And that's my biggest message to him. You make mistakes, make it out of aggression. We'll figure the rest out. But just come in physical, motor, and let's make those kind of mistakes. And it's common for guys to make mistakes out of they're thinking too much. It's the first time they're on the stage. That's common. And I got to help Kai be uncommon and understand that it's okay to make mistakes out of just aggression.
Porter, you guys have played here every year. So,
yeah.
What do you think about this court? Your guys seem to be shooting okay.
Well, if you remember the genesis of it, I remember coming to a volleyball game here and looking up at Alvin Adams' name, and I'm looking around, and I just see some legendary guys up here, and I'm just like, how cool would this be? I'm always trying as hard as I can to get a home court atmosphere with a hard place to play, and I'm like, so then that's how it started 2 years ago. Last year was during finals, so that wasn't optimal, but this year I'm excited. First, the McCasland name, I've gotten to know the grandson and what they've done for the University of Oklahoma, the McCasland name, and then also have the students being so close over to me and everything, and also playing here. I just think it's a win-win, great atmosphere, and I hope it's a win-win-win after the game. So, but yeah, I just think it's a cool part of our schedule.
What were your conversations with Alec last week? How difficult is that?
It's not optimal. It's not optimal that it happened after one game. We had committed to each other in the off season, about a year ago, and then talked through the off season and just committed to the process. And so it's not optimal for us. With that said, he made a decision. He's a 19-year-old young man. He's a great young man. He made a decision what was best for himself, and he had to do it. And he's still a Sooner. I hope people come out and watch him play baseball. I will. It's unfortunate for our team and not optimal for our team because we need him. But I feel he feels that's best for his baseball career. But he's a Sooner, and he's a young man that we're all going to get behind when he wears that baseball uniform.